Hello, welcome to this review of Ron Rico Gold Label Rum. It says established in 1860, and that's no joke. I was checking the trademark records and it was 1860. In Spanish Puerto Rico. Now there's an old shield and a crown, but actually, if you read the back of the label today, now it says Caribbean rum these days. It doesn't say Puerto Rican rum. It shows up gazebo with some people hanging out, and it says this rum is a blend of the finest Caribbean rums which reflect our continued skill and dedication in the making of every drop. Typical 40% alcohol gold rum, but here's some things that give you a heads up on what's going on. Bottled by Ron Rico Rum Company, Frankfort and Claremont, Kentucky, USA. Well, that's Beam-Suntory, Jim Beam. A 1976 Ron Rico Old Fashioned recipe on the back. And this one has the Ron Rico Caribbean Breeze recipe. We'll get to the silver label at some future point. Ron Rico, a rum to remember, trademark. Distilled at the Cruzan Rum Distillery, United States Virgin Islands. Cruzan. So it's now produced by Cruzan. Now, in the old days, it was a Puerto Rican rum brand that had somehow gotten acquired by General Wine and Spirits, which was a subsidiary of the Seagram's Company, Joseph Seagram's Company. General Wine and Spirits handled a lot of the cheaper brands like Ron Rico and Crown Roast Vodka. Something happened, or lots of things happened with Seagram's, and they shut down General Wine and Spirits in the mid-80s and sold off a bunch of brands to Sazerac in the late 80s, then turned around 5 years later and sold off a bunch of other brands to Beam Company, and then 6 years later they sold off everything because the company went closed down, and they sold off many brands to Pernod Ricard, Diageo, and other entities, including their huge distillery in Lawrenceville, Indiana. But anyway, so this wound up under the Beam and now Beam-Suntory umbrella, and today it is produced at the Cruzan Distillery. No longer Puerto Rican rum, but just Caribbean rum. There is a compare and contrast video that Hillbilly Select Reviews did between the gold and the silver. I haven't watched that one. I'll watch it when I do this one in a few months. And I see a few video reviews for Ron Rico Silver Label, but I've seen no video reviews for the gold. All right, like a straight review, just that compare contrast. So in the 1970s and 80s, yeah, lots of magazine advertisements like in Sports Illustrated, Rolling Stone magazine, whatever magazines, popular magazines. And then after General Wine and Spirits was shut down, I never saw another ad. Couldn't find any more ads after the mid-80s. All right. But at one time, they were sort of kind of implying that it was better than that other big rum brand, Bacardi. But I'm not too sure many people believed it. But they had all kind of sweepstakes, win a new Corvette, win a Trans Am with the Marshall Tucker Band, all kind of stuff. I mean, it was spending a lot of money on this brand. But now it's obscure. I bought it at Winn-Dixie. These were $9.49 for each bottle. $9.49 per bottle. So it's light gold, even almost a straw gold. Nice little, evenly, mostly evenly dripped alcohol eggs, because there were some bunched up. It smells like a dry gold rum, similar to the Skull, which is very woody, dry rum, and even cheaper. Winn-Dixie here in this parish is the only place I've seen selling Ron Rico. Now in Jefferson Parish, yeah, Star has it. Zupardos, they actually had the lowest price per ounce because you get the big 1,750 milliliter handle bottles for $12.99. Oh, but Rouse's has it. Total Wine and More, international market. So it's ubiquitous in the immediate New Orleans area, but in the outskirts, you know. It's sweet. It's probably going to be remarkably similar to Cruzan Gold, which is okay. Not bad. Better than some people say, not as good as others claim. Oh, I kind of like it. I'm liking it more. The more I'm smelling it, the more I'm liking it. It has a musty, like a fermented character, which I like. Might like it more than the Cruzan. I'm going to do a side-by-side. Ron Rico Gold label versus Cruzan Gold. So cheers, and let's check it out. If you've ever had Ron Rico, let me know. There's an overproof 151. There's a Ron Rico Spice. I haven't tried those two. Probably never get around to it. It's mostly dry. So if you're looking for sweetness, forget it. It's dry and crisp. It's got the little fermented quality, a little funkiness. Really, really, really light. You can think of like the lightest brown sugar you could ever conceive of. But it is still brown, but it's light. You can get those bags. You can get the box of light brown sugar or bags. There's no bitterness. There's a touch of woodiness. How long is this aged? I'd be shocked if it was more than a year. I'm gonna tell you, I'd be shocked. Probably used Jim Beam barrels, charred, but used. So it's a blend of rums. I mean, that's common. So medium bodied, mostly dry finish. Well, from memory now, memory. It's a little nicer than the Cruzan. Cruzan will run you about $9.99 a bottle, so you can save 50 cents with this. Okay, I'm very curious to try the silver label now. I want to try it right now. I'm going to wait. So I'll go all the way back around, come back to rum, and then I'll do the silver. I'm very curious because I hope it's as good as this, because this is really good. So the question might be, can you get a really nice gold rum for a really cheap price? Answer, yes. Skull Gold is an example. Ron Rico Gold right now is a very good example. Cruzan, I wouldn't include that. I'm thinking like, when I say a really good price, I mean under $10 for a 750. Ron Pontalba, it's very bland, so I wouldn't include that. Let me see real fast in this cabinet. I'm forgetting something. Cruzan. Yeah. Okay, gotta include that one. Well, those are two. Cruzan wouldn't work. The Ron Pontalba is too bland also, but the Aristocrat, that's what I'm thinking of. The Aristocrat, I got a whole liter for $6.99. That's from Grosskopf Distilling Company, acquired by Heaven Hill. That one, okay. But this might be the best of the cheap ones so far. Score. Even has like a slight caramel character, if you can believe it. Sounds outrageous, but it's true. This could be one of those hidden brands that you really need to give some attention to. And these, you will run across these types of things in brandy, rum, vodka, gin, and various sorts of whiskeys. They're out there. It's just a trial and error thing. Mostly it's going to be error. Under $10 a bottle is mostly going to be error, but you'll have some hits, not just all misses, you know, when you do the trial and error. So this wins the trial. The jury votes, and I'm unanimous in that. The jury votes for a win, a really big win. I'm going to say 94 out of 100. It sounds crazy, but honestly, in the liquor world, 92, 93, 94, that's really not hard to find. If you're going down into the low 80s, it's a fiasco because there's too many low-priced liquors that will hit 90 to 94. No joke. It's just a crowded market, so but that's not my problem. That's my benefit, actually, because I get to try a lot of delicious products. And if you're trying to sell it, it could be a problem. But if you're buying it, like I say, it's a benefit. So, laissez, especially with the prices we get here. So, laissez les bon temps relais, a most excellent and surprisingly most excellent gold label rum from the United States Virgin Islands these days. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.